Welcome to this week's G.I. Joe Tour review, where we will be reviewing Scrap Iron. This is, wow, a figure that's not Snake Eyes, but that's pretty cool. But today we're looking at the non-Cobra Trooper, the anti-armor specialist that actually worked for Destro, but yet in the cartoon worked for Cobra Commander in Scrap Iron. But before we get to Scrap Iron, let's do our shout outs of the week, starting with Four Color Fantasies and at 80 Weems Lane here in Winchester, Virginia, where you can buy all kinds of new titles, back issues, role playing, collector supplies, gaming cards, all kinds of stuff at this place. And sorry about that, y'all. But this is a very awesome comic book store, so go ahead and check them out. And while you're here in Winchester, if you're in need of any, and I mean any form of counseling, whether it be marital counseling, premarital counseling, just regular old counseling, here to deal with crazy people like me, go check out Healing Grace Community Services. Reaching Heart Changes Lives with Robert C. Brown, who's the licensed professional counselor. His office address is 133 West Boscawen Street, Suite number 10, here in Winchester, Virginia. Go ahead and check him out. Probably most of his clients go there because they know me. Well, a serious bit, that he's a good guy. He's a very good counselor. He knows what he's talking about. And then after you leave his office, you could go down to Back to the Media at 41 Boscawen Street or 41 South Loudon Street. Here in Winchester, Virginia. Check out Back to the Media. You get all your video games. They also got comics, toys, and Funko Pops and a bunch of other cool stuff there. And their video games go all the way back to the Atari. So go ahead and check them out. Very, very cool, cool store. As well as Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street. You can go in and see Charles and Jack. Tell them I sent you. You could buy and sell comics, toys, and collectibles. You get He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Star Wars, Star Trek, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, WWE. They pretty much got a whole bunch of stuff there. They got all very awesome stuff, but go ahead and check them out. So let's take a look at our boy Scrap Iron, starting with his file card, where it says Anti-Armor Specialist, codename Scrap Iron, file name classified, primary military specialty, armored vehicles destroyer. His birthplace is classified. And the text reads, it is believed that Scrap Iron is a product designer for the armament company owned by Destro. Scrap Iron carries out the initial field testing on all new armor-piercing munitions and submunitions. His area of specialties is remote-launched, laser-guided, rocket-propelled, piezoelectric-fused anti-tank weapons. These weapons are categorized beyond the smart stage and are known by the nomenclature brilliant. He is methodical and precise. He plots moves, counter moves, and counter moves, anticipating all possible scenarios for a given situation. He frequently irritates others with his demands for perfection, but he is tolerated because everyone knows that he always gets the ultimate job done to completely disable any and all approaching enemy vehicles. The quote at the bottom is by Scrap Iron, where it says, imperfection of any form repels me. So this really states a lot for Scrap Iron's character, where he's a perfectionist, which is pretty cool. So let's take a look at his other accessories. His figure stand, upraised Cobra logo, with the Cobra logo on top. Codename Scrap Iron. And then he's got his multi-piece armor tank system here. Here you get the main body of it. Nice little sculpted detail. Nice little inside room for the 2 missiles. A little peg at the bottom. And it also comes... excuse me, y'all. It also comes with this little stand. The little peg at the bottom goes on too. And the cable got it, the cable attached handheld control detonator device, which launches the missiles. And then you got the 2 little red missiles. Pretty sweet. And he also comes with his little handheld pistol. Nice little revolver. Also an accessory that's not much of an accessory, but it's still cool anyway, because the vintage figure never did this. You can actually move the shades right here that are attached to the helmet. If I can get to it. Oh, there it is. There it is. That does come off. Which shows his face. Pretty grotesque. Looks like his eye, is missing the pupil. But it's pretty cool, and all the scars. And then he's got his helmet with the Cobra logo on it. Which I never understood why he wore the Cobra logo on his helmet, where he actually worked for Destro. But, in the cartoon it's accurate because he actually works for Cobra Commander in the cartoon. And then he comes out with his blue uniform, with his red boots, red dagger holder, but he didn't come with a dagger. And he's got some black grenades right there, little black pouch right there on his vest. It's just basic red and blue uniform, black with the black helmet. So that's pretty much his look. Black knee pads, I forgot to mention. And his little black pouch right there on his leg and his black gloves. So let's take a look at his articulation, which is standard for all modern era Joe figures, with the rotating head 360. His arm can lift to about here. His arm can rotate the full 360 all the way around. He can bend at the elbow, so right about there. He can rotate at the elbow, as well as swivel at the wrist. He does have the ab crunch feature, but it's hindered by the web gear, like most modern era Joe figures are, which is removable. It's right on this side, I believe, that you can actually undo it. And you can take it off, but it doesn't look like scrap iron without it. And typical T-hook at the leg, so about right there. He can lift at his leg. He can lift his leg up about so far. Double joint at the knees. Bend at the ankle right there. And he can rotate at the ankle. And that's the articulation of scrap iron. So let's go take a look at scrap iron already all geared up. So here's scrap iron all geared up with his missile system all put together. Pretty cool little system. And this is a cool looking figure. But scrap iron makes his first animated appearance in the 5-part miniseries, The Revenge of Cobra, in part 1, where he's driving the Stinger, I believe. If not, it was the flight pod. I don't remember precisely his first comic appearance. I forgot that issue, but he's actually known throughout the comic for killing, like, the Soft Master and Candy Apple, which is Ripcore's girlfriend, and a couple other characters. But in the cartoon, he was pretty much known as being one of Cobra Commander's lackeys, which his main cartoon appearance in the cartoon series was being like the yes man for Cobra Commander doing the Arise Serpentor Arise 5-parter, and then agreeing with Dr. Mindbender, and then agreeing with Cobra Commander again, and the Cobra Commander gave him gold. he pretty much was a flip flopper, and whoever was the highest bidder, for Scrap Iron's character. But that was pretty cool. But for being a member of Mars Industries, it really shows his perfectionism within the comic book. Not really so in the cartoon. But that was Scrap Iron. My thoughts on Scrap Iron. It's a very cool character. It's good to see somebody more or less aligned with Destro, even though the cartoon didn't depict it, but the comic book did. But that's pretty cool anyway. But that was Scrap Iron for you. So tune in next week as we do a double shot, mainly because it's the same uniform, but just variants of each other, as we do Breaker. The comic 2-back Breaker and the Ram Cycle versus Trouble Bubble 2-pack Breaker. But this is grip of Scrap Iron. You can see vintage versions of Scrap Iron on ACC 788's channel, as well as Formbex 257's. You can see the comic 2-pack version on Sanitarium Productions, as well as Showfan 82. This is a must-have, and he was in the comic 2-pack with Wild Bill, which actually the version of Wild Bill will be reviewed on his channel here within the next couple weeks, toward the end of next month. Actually, he will be the video right before the Ninja Force theme I have coming up in May. So stay tuned if you really want to see that. But this has been Scrap Iron. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one. And as we say here in Cobra Island, now you know, and knowing is head to battle. Peace. See y'all in the next one.